I think that one of the things that has inspired me to be a scientist is the fact that science provides you with the opportunity to sort of combine two of the what I think are the most beautiful qualities of human beings, that is reasoning, the capacity to reason, and creativity.
The way I think about it is that like every morning I wake up, it's like Alice in Wonderland. So you just wake up in the morning and like you think that, okay, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole today and I don't really know what I'm going to find out, but it's kind of like, it's, you know, that you don't know what you're going to find out, but that makes it really fun.
So I really think science is fun because you have the opportunity to create and discover things that nobody else in the world essentially knows.
Science itself, it's just a great feeling to be looking at things people have never looked at and maybe finding something that is really, really new to the world and no one has ever experienced that.
Science is fun for me because I get to play with stuff basically, and I get to play with puzzles that are actually questions that are really important for the person's life. And if you actually get to answer that question and solve that puzzle, you get to improve people's life.
First of all, when I was in high school, I wasn't always sure that I'd become a scientist like many people do, that they always knew that's what they're gonna be. For me, it was more, I liked biology and I was always curious about the world and what's happening. So I enrolled in biology at university, but I really didn't realize what I was getting myself into, what science really is and what being a scientist means. And I was surprised, especially during my master's thesis and my PhD, how diverse of a job it is. And now, even as a postdoc, even more, I realized that it's not only, or actually it's a very small proportion almost, that we spend thinking on our own. It's an incredibly diverse job and really interactive.
My mother has epilepsy, so watching her as a young child going through epilepsy and the situations that she goes through and conditions has inspired me. It's like I can help someone else with that. Now, you know, the knowledge that I can get from school, I incorporate that into research, and from there help find cure, help find treatments, and also maybe also help people just to maintain and control their seizures more effectively so they can live a more normal life.
It's your opportunity to become essentially the expert on a particular area that could potentially help like many people who are suffering from potential diseases, and also help clinicians who are also helping those individuals.
I think that learning about the history of humanity has been a very important part of inspiration for me. And looking back in history, I sort of see how many people has had an impact in society through science, and makes me realize that I could also play a role in shaping the world.
The science I couldn't do alone. I'm a biologist by training, but I need physicists, engineers, and mathematicians to help me analyze my data, to model the data, to have more insight on it. So we work really closely together, and we talk basically every day on a day-to-day basis. We teach each other a lot.
I also think science is fun because you have the opportunity to travel the world and communicate with other scientists that have similar interests to you, and you get to see and meet people that you ordinarily really wouldn't have the opportunity to do.
Sometimes we have an advancement in science, but sometimes we have a scientist to educate the public about how to go about this, and we have to have this crosstalk.
You're autonomous, essentially. You are your own boss. There's no right or wrong answers because this is an area that nobody else really knows about.
You don't sit at a desk all day, but you also don't stand at a bench all day. It's a mix of all of that. And it's a really flexible day how you want to how you want to structure your day and how you want it to look like.
As an undergraduate, I took a course in evolution as a first-year student, and you know, it presented a lot of the research in that field in a way that was accessible as a process in science, as opposed to just information.
This is really what's most interesting. We learn so much every day, and if you're interested in learning, then this is the best job you can have.
It's really rewarding when you see something that you've never seen before, or you've been to like a place that nobody has ever been before. So I guess like that element of not knowing what you're going to see makes it really fun, I think.
If science can sort of shed light on this process that has, like, people have been, this question that people have been unable to answer for millennia in such a beautiful way, then science is what I wanted to be doing for the rest of my life.
You have that opportunity to kind of leave your mark, you know, years from now, and you can impact generations and generations to come and really have contributed and leave a lasting legacy.
So all in all, I think that science is a great job, and it's a challenging job, and it's never getting boring.